Hey guys, welcome back to Ominous Bequest. I went ahead and, you know how my last quick save was way the hell back there. I went ahead and played up until the point where the bricks come out. So, let's just see what happens. Alright. Pretty sure one of these I can escape out of, but trying to get into the shadow. If there is any shadow.
Is this a thief I see before me?
Be gone with you, lout.
Okay. Oh. That's the symbol. I need the horn. Where's the goddamn horn? There we go. Whoa. Oh. That was lucky. Up there. What's my objective? Find another way out. Okay. What the hell is this? Oh, this must be the mages that were here. What? Oh, okay, I gotta write it, I guess. It's kind of bizarre. Okay, though. More loot. Whoever may read this, these halls were once a place of research and learning for the Order of the Dawn. We were mages devoted to finding answers to mankind's most fundamental questions that should lead us to a new dawn of enlightenment. But alas, our order is no more, and this scripture shall shed some light on the circumstances that led us to leave this place behind. The founding mages of the Dawn Order chose this underground location because of its remarkable arcane activity. They let miners carve out these corridors and chambers to provide a space for members to research and study undisturbed from the outside world. The Dawn Order flourished for many generations, but one fatal day, Archmage Celeazar decided to engage a well-known but very questionable necromancer to explore the subject of life and death. Kadar, so the necromancer's name, abused his privileges exclusively for his own dark plans. He built 3 chambers to perform a bizarre ritual which he hoped would enable him to achieve immortality. He stole the Book of Souls from the Order's library and explored nearby caves to retrieve a powerful Kramen artifact. Fortunately, before Kadar could finish the entire ritual, 3 Dawn mages went out to oppose him. In the resulting battle, nobody emerged victorious, but 3 mages perished just as their enemy. From then on, the Dawn Order was cursed. Archmage Celeazar lost his sanity and died shortly afterwards. Other members felt the underground halls disquieting and interfering with their studies. In the end, it was decided to leave this place and everything connected to it behind. We're going to seal all entrances to these halls, except for one, which shall open to the call of my horn. May knowledge lighten your path to understanding. Loren, second mage of the dawn. Legendary Artifacts Part 2. Compilation in progress by Nadim, 5th Mage of the Dawn. The Book of Souls. Despite its poetic name, the Book of Souls is an extremely dangerous reading for the unwary student. The tome can change the words on each of its pages in order to ensnare the reader and eventually devour his or her soul. Countless individuals already fell victim to the book's evil spell. Since there is no known way to destroy the Book of Souls, it is currently locked in the Order's library for safekeeping. The Zrazra. There is not much known about this race of Craymen, but one legend tells about the Zrazra, an artifact said to have immense arcane power. It is unclear how the Craymen managed to craft such a powerful relic, nor is anything specific known about its purpose. However, there are rumors that the source of the large amount of magical energy flowing through our halls is the Zrazra itself. Okay then. I have no idea what that did. Open this door, maybe? Yes, it did. Let's not go in there yet. Okay, let's do. A couple of pages just fell out of the tome you're carrying. The hell? Welcome to my lair, Mr. Garrett. These are the ancient halls of a long-extinct order of magicians who once lived and worked here. I was a valuable member until fellow mages decided out of sheer jealousy to denounce my studies as unethical. Although you may not know me yet, I have been following your steps for a long time. Luring you to Farrington Manor was my idea, and it was me who told you how to escape Robert Farrington's trap. He was a mere puppet in my plan to bring you to where you are now. Unfortunately, you are trapped again, and this time you shall help me before I let you go. I am Kadar, great magician and master necromancer. The ancient tome you are carrying, the Book of Souls, has been my last refuge for many decades. My only way to influence the world has been through the words written on these magical pages. Edward Farrington was the one who found this book. He was useful, but in the end he failed me. His son Robert was a far less effective slave, but thanks to him I could finally find you as an ideal pawn to fulfill my plans. It was your connection with the gemstone called the Eye that made me choose you. The power of the Eye made you immune to the danger of the Talisman of Life, normally posed to a mortal being. Nobody else would have been able to pick it up without being turned into an undead creature. Now it is time for me to escape this prison and finish what I began so long ago. The purpose of this room, the beta chamber, is to bring me back to life. Use the artifacts you brought along, not only to free me, but to free a man but to be a free man yourself as well. You might be asking yourself why you shouldn't just toss the book into the nearest lava pit. Well, go on. Try to throw the tome away. You can't. The only way to make it leave your hands is to place it on the pedestal in the beta chamber. You better hurry, Mr. Garrett. There are Craymen nearby, and they sense the presence of the Zrazra. Needless to say, you wouldn't stand a chance against them if they saw you carrying their holy relic. You must cooperate, because I am the only one who can bring you back to the surface alive. Crap. Okay, so the artifacts, I guess these are the stones. You don't look like you're going to be a very friendly guy.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett, for bringing me back to the world of the living. You must excuse me, but I have more important matters to attend to than helping you escape. I am sure you will find a way out for yourself. Good luck.
Shit.
I've had enough of this.
You friendly? I don't think you're friendly. I don't think you can see me either. Okay. Must be one of them mages. Okay. We got, let's see, a key. Ezekiel's journal. Journal of Scribe Ezekiel. The very moment of our triumph became the moment of our defeat. When we forced our way into the Alpha Chamber, Kadar was completely absorbed in performing one of his bizarre rituals. A crab strode up to the apparently oblivious necromancer and drove his sword, Zedormakos, deep into Kadar's back, but the blade went right through the mage and hit the altar instead. With a shrieking noise, the sword welded itself into the middle of the metal table. Too late we realized that we'd been fooled by Kadar once again, and while his false image was still fading, the masked necromancer appeared floating above us in the air, laughing at our failed assassination. The fight that ensued must have rocked the walls around us. Kadar brought down on us the full power of his unholy magic, and we struggled hard defending ourselves. Nadim was the first to fall, bitten to death by a horde of floating skulls. Enraged from seeing his friend and mentor killed, Akrab attempted a direct frontal attack, a most surprising and foolish action. Apparently Kadar hadn't expected this move either. Otherwise, Akrab never would have gotten near him. He managed to pull the evil mage out of the air, and when they both landed on the ground, a book fell out of Kadar's robes and slid across the stone slabs. The struggle went on for a few moments until Akrab suddenly let out a shriek of horror. He had pulled off the necromancer's mask and revealed the cavernous face of someone who should have died long ago. A second later, Akrab was hurled away from Kadar and smashed hard into the wall behind him. Then he went down with a gravity-defying slowness, leaving a dark trail of blood on the wall. Now I was the only one left to oppose Kadar, but I knew that I, a simple scribe with mediocre arcane skills at best, could pose no threat to him, and from the mocking way Kadar grinned at me, he was well aware of this too. But then I saw how his eyes briefly glanced at the book lying between us on the floor, and how the muscles in his face suddenly tensed. Only then did I realize that I had seen this tome before. It was the Book of Souls. More by instinct than reason I leapt toward the book, only to meet a massive surge of energy that threw me back. But fate would have it that the book was affected by the magical blow as well, and landed just a few feet away from me. Still stunned by Kadar's shockwave, I crawled forward and got hold of the tome. But by that time, the necromancer was already standing in front of me. He held out a hand, haughtily expecting me to surrender and give him the book, but I mustered up the last of my strength and threw it into the direction of the sword. Although Zedormakos was stuck in the altar, its blade was still sharp enough to cut the book into halves as it struck the weapon. This had unforeseen consequences. At first Kadar flinched as if somebody had stabbed him into the abdomen. Faint purple drops of magic energy appeared around him, their glow constantly increasing. Then the necromancer started to scream, a most disturbing sound no human could be capable of. I had to avert my eyes from the blinding light Kadar was emanating, and then the world exploded around me, leaving me in total darkness. When I woke up, the first thing I did was look at my hands, or better, at the floor. I could see right through them. I had become a ghost, an undead specter bound to this place by a curse the book must have placed on me just before Kadar died. Very quickly it became apparent to me that I was unable to touch or move anything around me, and somehow I knew for certain that my two friends were sharing the same fate, confined somewhere else in the deserted, desecrated crypt. I strayed aimlessly for days until I reached the Order's living quarters. My chamber had been sealed off, but much to my surprise I was able to open its door and actually move around my personal belongings. This has enabled me to write down the events of the past in this journal. Kadar is still alive. I can hear his voice in my head. The Book of Souls has been the source of his exceptionally long life. When I managed to cut it in halves, Kadar could no longer keep his mortal form. He imbued himself into the book's pages in order to repair it. Now he is waiting for some unwilling fool to discover the tome and to perform the ritual that will bring him back to life. You skip a few pages. After decades of silence, the Book of Souls has finally been found. I can hear how Kadar is trying to persuade the unlucky finder, somebody called Edward Farrington, to search for the items needed to perform the ritual. Something went wrong with Kadar's plan. I could clearly hear Nadim's ghost talk to the finder, warning him that taking the Talisman of Life would turn him into an undead creature. Edward ran back, screaming in terror, and shortly afterwards he threw the book into the fire. Unfortunately, only a crab's sword could harm the book in any way. As I feared, the book has been picked up again, this time by Edward's wife Elizabeth. Only now do I realize the gruesome entirety of the necromancer's plan. According to an old pagan ritual, Kadar has to conceive a child with a direct relative of his, and through this child he will reincarnate as an immortal being. For this, Kadar made a noble woman pregnant in her sleep with the intention of capturing the daughter once she would turn 18. But before that could happen, we followed his plan. Elizabeth is the great-grandchild of Kadar's secret daughter, and she will be his target this time. But first, he needs to be resurrected, and for that Kadar seeks somebody who can touch the Talisman of Life without being turned into an undead creature. Kadar drove the Farringtons into madness. Elizabeth somehow realized her connection with the necromancer and hanged herself in her chamber. Edward took his life in the attic shortly afterwards. It seemed that Robert, their son, will inherit the manor when he returns to the city. I can clearly feel that Kadar has something special in store for him, and that Elizabeth's death did not end this. You skip a few pages. Goodness, this is long, but interesting. I fear Kadar has finally found a perfect pawn, a thief named Garrett, who has been involved in occult phenomena before. Kadar persuaded Robert to stage his death and to forge a testament listing all the items needed for the ritual. No doubt this will lure Garrett to this manor. Curiously, the last paragraph's ink hasn't even dried yet. Mr. Garrett, I knew you'd come here sooner or later to bring Kadar back to the living. As you know by now, he has fooled you. He is currently preparing everything for the last ritual in the Gamma Chamber. He is going to resurrect Elizabeth and give her a child that will be his reincarnation. You must destroy Kadar's source of energy before he can finish the ritual. Take the key on this table and leave our halls immediately. May you succeed where we failed. Azakiel, 4th Mage of the Dawn. I'm gonna go look at the other place first. I wonder if this key opens that other one that wouldn't open. I think they go to the same place. Yep. Oh shit. Crayman stole the damn talisman. I got a breath potion if I need it. Looks like I won't need it though. Maybe not. Come on, get up there. Okay. at some sort of crayman nest now. It's funny, I don't remember this at all. It's been a long time since I played this. Oh, there's a mock ray. And we'll continue exploring this next time. See you then.